Alright, in this video I'm going to be covering all of the home bases in Cascade Hills map on State of Decay 2. And we're going to start off with the very first home base that you will encounter. And if you have played State of Decay 2, you will know that already that all the starting home bases are all basically the same. You know, it doesn't matter if you're on Cascade Hills, Mohr Valley, Drucker County, you know, all these starting home bases are all basically the same, with the exception of one that has a garage that's like next to it on the inside of the fence. And then if you're on Drucker County, there's an actual garage on the outside of the fence where you can always find materials. But other than that, minor differences. They all have the same slots, 2 small slots. Actually, I should say 3 small slots. And they all come with a kitchen. And they come with some beds. Pretty basic. You can survive in them for the whole game. I've done it. So with that, let's get started. This is the first home base you will come to in Cascade Hills. Let's take a look at the base. When you get to the home base, this slot here where I have my workshop and the 2 slots in the backyard will be empty. You must repair the master bedroom. But as you can see here, it comes with the kitchen and the upstairs on the 2nd level. It also has your storage area on the 2nd level. Downstairs you have some bunk beds, command center, and your master bedroom. We can take a quick look around. Now this is what it looks like after a person repairs it. But when you first get to this house, it's just a big mess back here. Over here is the command center. And over here you got the bunk beds. I wish this slot could be used. I mean, it's a bathroom. But to me, this could be used for extra storage or something, or maybe even turned into a sleeping area.
I got no complaints. Well, I do, but I'll let them slide for now.
And over here to the right up the stairs, you got the kitchen area. And over here we got storage. Now, depending on the build of your community, it's going to vary on what you want to build in these slots. You know, naturally you're going to want a infirmary. And the first thing I always build is a workshop. And in the 3rd slot, I usually either put a garden, or if I do not have water and power yet, I will put a rain collector, so I can have water early on. The reason I like to have water right away is because I can then make coffee. I can also make the medium, middle of the road painkillers. Here's the garden. That is the one you'd probably move to next. And that is right over here. If you go west of where the starting home base is, it is the Bridge Fort base. It requires you to have at least 4 people to move in. It comes with some sheltered beds, some outdoor beds, 3 parking spots, a western watch post and an eastern watch post on each end. And you have 1 large slot, which I believe is on the upper level. And you have a small indoor slot and a small outdoor slot. So let's go take a look at it.
You know, the little spit and polish.
This is what the Bridgeport base looks like before you move in. You will need to clear it out of any zombies. But as it appears right now, there's none in here. I don't really feel there's a big benefit of taking this base. Other than it's if you want to keep your community small. And it's very unique in that it's on a bridge. It's got the best view of any of the bases. And again, just like with the starting home base, depending on the build of your community, you know, you can make this sustainable for up to 8 people, 8 or 9 people. Because it makes a big difference if your hero bonuses on your survivors are things like extra beds, you know, extra food, that can really save on your outposts and the slots and what you build. You know, if you don't need to build beds because you have hero bonuses that have extra beds, you know, you can stay here with like 8 or 9 people. And if you don't need to build a garden because you have food bonuses, you know, it really helps to have those kinds of bonuses if you want to sustain a larger community in a small base like this. So it's just up to you on what people you keep, what hero bonuses you're looking for. You don't always have to take the container fort. I've had up to a dozen people living in the bridge base. But that's also because, you know, I had at least 2 survivors that had the bonus of 2 beds each, so that provided 4 beds for my community just with those 2 survivors. So again, if you do want, you know, if you do like the bridge fort base, but you also want to have a large community, you can do it, but it's going to take some time. You're going to have to look for the right survivors with some hero bonuses that can help you out. And you don't necessarily have to rely on just hero bonuses. You know, find enclaves that have those bonuses. Some enclaves provide extra beds. Some enclaves provide extra food. Because the more, like I said, the more you find enclaves or survivors with the right bonuses like that, it allows you to sustain a large community in a very small base such as this. This is a good view of the base from the distance. Like I said, it might be a small base, but I think it's the best looking base in the game. It's really cool looking. You know, this and the container fort. The container fort looks really cool because, you know, it looks like a fortress. And this bridge base might be smaller, but, you know, it looks pretty cool too. Another thing I like about this base is that there's only 2 entrances that the zombies can, you know, get you on, and that's either the east or the west end. You know, some might see that as a death trap, but I don't. I'd look at it as an advantage that the zombies can only come from two directions, so you can direct your fire to either one end or the other, as opposed to some bases that have 3, 4, you know, entrances, and they can come from all over. Alright, so the farm's done. And I do have a gardener, so we can eventually, once I get her to agriculture, I can upgrade this farm to a level 3, hopefully. Over here we'll build... Where's the kitchen at? Yeah, it just takes a couple minutes. Oh, look at that horde.
Looking good, my friend.
Alright, so we got the workshop built downstairs. We got our storage. Over here we got beds. Over here's the locker. I think we need to take the truck and go find a new couch, because that looks like crap. And also down here we got the medical area. And over here we got the kitchen.
Our lack of storage just bit us in the ass. There's broken stuff all over.
I just lost 2 more ammo. So that's it for this base. Alright, so that's the bridge base. And that's the build that I use, at least for this playthrough. The next base we're going to be taking a look at is Mohr and Mohr Distributing. It's a warehouse type base. Here's the excuse me. Here's the starting home base, and this is where we're at now at the bridge base. And Mohr is just north of there, up in this corner of the map. That is a hostile enclave that's right next to us there. Mohr is one of the more balanced bases I feel in the game. It comes with sheltered beds, a machine shop, has 4 parking spots. It has extra fuel storage. It has a generator, so you will have power for all your facilities. Comes with 2 large slots, which is good. one small indoor slot and 2 small outdoor slots. So let's go take a look at it inside, what it looks like before you move in.
Locked up. Nice. Real graceful.
We got a zombie on the way.
So out here we see
Our
the
lack
2
of
large
storage
slots.
just bit us in the ass. There's broken stuff all over.
I like the guard tower here. It's on top of this fuel tank. But it's got a good view. You can see quite a ways in the distance. The one disadvantage to me about this base is really just the location. You know, it's up here in the northeast side of the map. And as you can see, there just isn't anything up here. There's like 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, restrooms over here. There's really only like 6 buildings. There's just not a lot up here, and you're far away from everything else. But at the same time, I consider it to be a pretty good base. I mean, you can sustain a small community here or a large one. And it comes with power. So if you're not using a bonus boon for having power, this base would come in handy. Over here you have your 2 small outdoor slots. Let's go take a look inside.
Locked up.
As you can see, it comes with beds. And you can't upgrade these. Or you can just remove them if you don't need them. Here's the extra small slot that's indoor. And it's right next to the generator that's over here. And it comes with its own machine shop.
If your group's got somebody who just won't get with the program, well, you gotta fix that. Nothing destroys a community faster than folks who don't see eye to eye. Got Z's inside the building! No! Ah, no! I like those Red Talon guys.
We're under siege! Let's show the Zeds what's what!
Kill the screamer! Fast!
Oh, that didn't take long. New Zed wave incoming!
Is anyone gonna step up and take charge around here? I'm sure we've got another wave coming any minute now. God damn it, they're in here! If you go down, take 10 of those fuckers with you! Done and done.
Come on, guys! Let's show the Zeds what we're made of!
Hold the line! We can do this!
Got another freak. Wonderful.
Is that it? That's it. No more Zed.
Alright guys, so we're back. I've built all the facilities in the base, and we actually had a siege at that time. And I apologize that it's dark, but it took a while to get everything built. But I do have power, so we should be able to see most of it pretty good. So let's take a look at everything. Let's take a look at the map first. Over here we're standing on top of the huge fuel storage that also acts as kind of a guard tower. Over here in one large slot I built a staging area, and next to it I built a farm. Now this warehouse obviously doesn't have a kitchen, so I built a kitchen outside, and next to it I put the garden. Inside here we have the generator. Next to that I built the infirmary, and here's the storage. And like I said, this comes with a machine shop.
I'm sick of sharing space with dumbasses. Wow. Fuck you too then.
I don't know why they're fighting over space.
I'm not
We
saying
got
I'm gonna cut
just
someone,
enough beds
but
for
I'm
everybody.
Not saying it either. Well, talk like that will definitely help.
Over here in this corner we got the command center, and right next to that we have the sleeping area for everybody. So let's go take a look at everything. This is the staging area, which comes in handy to have because when you're building beds, you know it takes materials, and you lose like 1 or 2 materials a day just for upkeep. So with the staging area, you will be able to counter that with getting extra materials per day. Over here we got the farm. With our wonderful little gnome. Over here's the kitchen area. And we have our garden. Must be fall. Pumpkins are in season. Seems like pumpkins are always in season. And we head on inside. Here we got our sleeping areas. Got some survivors napping on the job already. Here we got the command center. You know, I still miss Lily being over here. You know, in the first state of Decay, Lily was always our, you know, the broadcaster and was always on the radio. And she can always be found at your base, sitting at the command center. And I kind of miss her. Here's the machine shop. Medical area. Looks like we got a horde outside.
We've got Zeds at all the o'clocks now.
This thing's about to break.
Anyway, as I was saying, here's the infirmary. You know, and to be honest, I almost forget about this base a lot. Because you just don't go up to this area very often, other than to take out a plague cart. You probably won't come up here very much. And I really don't have a problem with any of the bases in the game. Like I said, each base, you know, it really just depends on the build of your community. What base is going to fit you. But overall, I like Mohr and Mohr. But again, it's just the only disadvantage of this base is that it's just up here where there's nothing on this side of the map. And with that, we'll be continuing on to our next base. Alright, we are at the office building base in Cascade Hills. It's in the middle of the map. It's almost perfectly in the middle. Which is one of the advantages of this base and why I like it. It also has a ton of different buildings around it. And you can protect yourself by surrounding yourself with outposts if you choose. And you're really not that far from the bounty broker. You could actually walk to him. And I've already moved into this base. The one thing I do not like about this base is that it only has 2 parking spots over here. And as you can see, a Juggernaut destroyed my truck. But yeah, this is one thing I do not like about the base is that I only have 2 parking spots. Now the base does come with 1 large slot. As you can see here, I'm using it for a farm. It has 2 outdoor small slots. It actually has 3, I forget, because the roof. There's 1 on the roof. And then it comes with, let's see, I know it comes with a downstairs small slot indoor. And then 1 on the 2nd level is also a small slot on the indoor. So let's take a look at everything I've built here. On the outside slots, I put the workshop, of course. It makes sense for it to be out here in a way. And I built a generator, so I had power. Because I am not using the power and water boom on this playthrough.
Right. I'm glad I'm here.
I'm glad you're here too, Sydney. And way out here in the large slot, we got the farm. I like this ladder instead of going up, upstairs on the inside. You can just climb straight to the roof. And you can see everything from up here. Right over there is Cache Beaumont. Right behind those rocks. Over there's the library.
Maybe we're not gonna die after all.
I put my rain collector up here on the roof. I figured it made sense to put it up here.
This place actually had
And it looks good. I usually stick a garden or a rain collector up here if I don't have water. Over here we got a little watchtower. On the second floor, we have the command center. And I put my medical on the second level. Makes sense because that way zombies can't, go near anybody that can't fight. Maybe they're hurt or wounded. So they're on the second level and they're better protected. Down here on the main floor, you have the locker, storage area, and the beds are in this area. Over here we got our kitchen. Now it comes with a kitchen because it's kind of like an office kitchen, office break room area where they can cook, I guess. But it comes with this. You just have to repair it and clean it up. Some more pumpkins. Apparently it's always fall. I actually like this base. I really can't think of any other bases that, have a multi-level building on any of the maps, so that's one of the reasons I like this base. On Drucker County, I wish we could have had the field hospital. It's like in the middle of the map. It's got like 3 or 4 stories to it, but they have the stairs blocked off. But I always thought that base would make a really good base. I think they should have kind of made it maybe like this building, where it had 2 or 3 levels. Next, I will review the church base. Church on the hill. So let's go over and take a look at it.
On good days like these, I think maybe one day I could have myself a real family again.
What's up, Twinkle Toes?
As you can see already, this is one reason I think this is better than the office building base is because you actually have 4 parking spots. You have 2 over on this side and then 2 over here. And if you're like me, I like to have like 4 or 5, sometimes 20 cars. So it helps to have more parking spots. Now, the office building base, you have to have, I believe it was 5 people. I believe it was 5 when I moved in. Same goes for Church on the Hill. I have 7, but you have to have 5 to move in. Now the office building base, came with an eatery kitchen, an overlook. Came with some sheltered beds. The church comes with a bell tower. Although I think it's so high up, it seems like they can't seem to snipe from there very well. It does, like I said, it does have the 4 parking spots, which is excellent. It comes with the pews, but you can clear those out, so you'll have 2 small indoor slots to build. Comes with 1 large slot, 1 small indoor, and 2 small outdoor. And it requires 1,000 influence and 5 people to move in.
This wouldn't be a bad home if we gave us some love. Can't do it. I hear something.
And I think I forgot to mention it, but here, as you can see, the corner office, what it comes with before you move in. But like I said, it comes with the kitchen, has the overlook up top, sheltered beds, 2 parking spots, 1 large slot, 1 small indoor, 3 small outdoor. It's 1,000 influence to move in and required 5 survivors to be in your group. So they're very similar, and they're very close to each other, the church and the office.
And our
Hey, I'm really sorry.
Alright, so we're back now. We have everything built at the church here. So let's take a look around. Over here in the large slot, I built a farm. Out here in the small slot, I built our generator so that we can have power and see at night. And next to that is our workshop area. One thing I do like about this base is just how it looks. I always thought the church base kind of feels homey. Especially when the power's on, you can see the lights on inside at nighttime. And I do like the church steeple as a guard tower. Problem is, it really doesn't work well. It seems, like I said, it seems like they just don't get good shots from up there. Especially when they get close to the building, that they can't see the Zeds. I do like the design of this base with the walls all around it. And it's got, just like the office buildings, you know, the office building base has a great location, but so does the church base. I mean, it's right next to everything. You're not even that far from the office building. Over here you got vet clinic and some houses. We got a shopping area over here. Over here we got the command center.
Now that I've got a place to stay, maybe it's time I found a turntable so I can play all this vinyl I've been collecting.
Up here's the locker. I always take out the chairs and the benches, and I build an infirmary here. Over here I build our kitchen.
All right, that's enough.
Build some more beds.
Let's light
next
up
to the
some of these
storage.
infestations.
Wind up working for them. Story so old it's got
To get up to the bell tower, you just climb this
Those
ladder here.
network broadcasters are just a little obnoxious.
Well, now I know why we lost 3 ammo earlier. I mean, look at this. There's ammo all over the floor. Now, in the daytime we could see better, but my point is that when zombies are attacking, once they get inside the base and the walls, it's just kind of hard for anybody to shoot them when they're up against the wall over here. You don't have a good angle. And over here you can play the organ to attract some Zeds. Nah, I'm just kidding, it doesn't work. It'd be cool if it did though. Now the bell tower, you can ring it. I guess it's supposed to be used to cause a zombie attack, but then that way it kind of clears out zombies out of the area for a little while. Useful for clearing Zeds out of the neighborhood, or for causing lots of very preventable deaths. And I've used it before. Can't really say that I noticed a difference, since Zeds spawn, you know,
Listen
anywhere
up,
at
folks.
any time, at
Zombie
any
attack
moment.
on our base incoming. Get ready and stay ready.
They have a zombie attack now. Okay, next we're going to be checking out the Loch and
Bad news.
Keogh
We left things
self-storage,
lying
I
around
think
and
it's
some of our
pronounced.
supplies were ruined.
It's the storage unit base. It's 1,500 influence to move in, and 6 survivors at the minimum. It comes with plenty of storage, because it's a storage unit base. It has 2 sheltered bed areas. It comes with a distillery. Has 3 parking spots. Has a watchtower. And it has 2 abandoned lockers that you can clear to build other facilities. Also has 1 large slot and 2 small outdoor. So we will go up there and take a look at it.
Noise. That's a bit of a fixer-upper, but I could maybe get to like this place. It's not safe here yet.
Alright, so we were at the storage locker base. And I cleared it out already. So let's take a look around before we move in. There's the watchtower. It's probably one of my favorite things about the base. It's just the right size too, it's not too high. Over here we got a couple small slots. Someone hurt us out there. Oh, there's a horde. Over here, this is the distillery that you can repair and fix up. And you can put in facilities and clear all this stuff out. Over here is going to be the storage area. That's clearable. As that horde walks by,
I'll make them comfy until you can talk to them.
As that horde slowly walks by, I'm going to try to claim this before they attack.
I just found a horde of deadheads.
And sure enough, they attack after I move it.
Back in a bit. Keep the lights on.
Not go near that place zombie over there.
Now the storage locker base is one of my favorite bases to have. It's like the perfect size. I love the guard tower. And the location, you know, isn't bad. There's a lot of stuff up here. There's a lot of houses. Over here you got a gas station. There's a vet clinic down here. Trailer park area.
And our new construction is done.
Police department. So you got a lot of stuff up in this corner of the map. You know, as opposed to the warehouse base that's over here and there's only like 6 buildings. Alright, we're almost done building everything. The 3 main reasons I like to take this base is because it has huge advantage of the storage. As you can see, I mean, you don't even have to upgrade it. It just comes with automatically 45 storage for all resources. So that's a big advantage. You know, and on top of that, it's got a good location. You know, it might not be in the middle of the map, like the church and the office building, but there's a lot of stuff up here. A lot of houses. the storage lockers. There's a jug over there. So a lot of times, just to change
Loader
things
here.
up, I like to stay at this base instead of the container fort. There's a bloater there, but he's like right below that rock. Over here I built the kitchen. You know, the distillery is still being worked on. He's cleaning this area up still. You know, and if you're not using the water and power boon, again, you know, it kind of depends on what you're doing for your boons, but I built a generator here, and this base comes with water because once you get the distillery repaired, not only can you make fuel and whiskey, ethanol, but you can also, it provides base-wide power, or base-wide water, I'm sorry. And here's the command center and the locker. Here's the generator. And in this slot here, I built a garden. Over here, I put the workshop inside. The reason I did that is because the generator has to have an outside slot. But the shops can be built on indoor facilities, so that way I could have a garden and a generator. Over here we got the sleeping area. Here's medical. And over here we got the storage. In the large slot, I'm putting a farm. It's still 8 minutes away from being finished. But last we'll be taking a look at the container fort. Container fort base is very large. It's like a fortress. Requires 3,500 influence. You have to have 8 people to move in. It comes with fire safe storage level 3. 3 parking spots. It comes with workshop level 3. It comes with 2 large slots and 5 small outdoor slots. And it has a, you know, the container fort has a great location. It's not just about how big it is. Look all the stuff that's around it. I need to get busy on infestations. I got like 5 over here. Alright, so this is the container for it. As you can see, it looks like a castle. It's huge.
A little elbow grease, and this could be home.
Want to stay alive? Stick close to me.
Premises are empty. That's what I like.
Alright, so before we claim it, let's take a look at the inside. We'll look at the map after we claim it. But there's one of the large slots, the other one's over there. Here's a couple of the small slots on each side.
Shit.
I believe
Anyone
it.
got a bucket of grenades for the big guy?
There's
Hey,
a jug
stranger,
over here.
we'd like to make an offer. Want to meet up?
That's one of the large slots. That's right up there. Should be another small slot here. Now you could put a guard tower up here. A watchtower, but to me that's too high. I know some other people have talked about this, but if you build a tower here, it's gonna... I don't know if it's gonna actually work, because I don't know if they have the distance to shoot the Zeds from all the way up that high. Because this base is already pretty tall. So I don't know. I don't know if it would actually work putting a tower here or not. Alright, so let's claim this.
We have to keep destroying those plague hearts. It's the only way to be safe.
Alright, so most of the building is done. So let me take you around and show you what I got going on here. You get the storage over here on this side by the entrance.
Survivors, this is Nigel Meredith. It's been a while, but I'm
Nigel.
back on the air. I want to thank my new best friend Sasquatch for tracking us down and getting us back home. Operation Drawbridge may have failed, but Red Talon is continuing plans to fortify our Crow Lake site. We won't let you down.
So the kid actually made it. Well, I'll be damned.
Over here we got the supply locker in the middle. Now up top here I built our rain collector. There's a jug still. And over here, I built the generator. And I put it up here because it's harder for the Zeds to come up the stairs and all the way around here. Because they can damage your facilities. So that way the generator's protected. Here's the level 3 workshop that comes with the base. Over here's the command center. And right below that down here, I put the medical area.
Look alive, Sunshine. We've got a feral on our hands.
Oh, we got feral.
Take that, you feral fuck!
In this large slot, I built a farm. And right above that, in the small slot up here, I've got a garden. Now, I will upgrade these later. I always try to get my gardens up to level 3, farm to level 3. And right over here, we got the kitchen area. In the other large slot, I built a auto mechanic shop. So that way I can build some car upgrade kits to upgrade the vehicles.
I can smell that Zed horde.
And you gotta have a auto mechanics to do that. I found Bam Bam. He came with auto mechanics already, so I didn't have to wait to level him up.
I'm heading out.
Man, this is the most popular base in the game. I mean, I think it's probably the best game out of all 3 maps. It's the best base. So I would say that this is the best base in the entire game as of right now. Other than Heartland, but I don't really count that since they won't let us move communities to that game, to that map. But that covers all the bases in Cascade Hills.
We're trying to set up shop, and we could use a hand.
And I plan on moving all 3 of my communities to another map. And I'll do a video covering all the bases on maybe Mohr Valley. And that's all for now.